Welcome to the real world. My name is Cameron, joined by Carson, and we just got out of a special sneak preview screening of The Wild Robot. Check it out. We got the stickers. I got them quicker than you.
You did.
Stickers, man.
Stickers.
I
They also had
posters.
They had posters, but
They
we
gave
didn't
them
get
all
one.
away.
They gave them to the kids.
Those darn kids.
Those children. They wanted to watch that children's film. How dare children want to watch a children's film?
How dare they? So we're going to talk about The Wild Robot right now. We've got our non-spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie, go check out that video. But if you've seen it, this is the video you're going full spoilers. Here we go.
Now, just to give you real quick, I think our general thoughts on the movie. I think you liked it more than I did.
I did.
Are you comfortable giving it a star rating at this point? I know we just got out of seeing it.
It's tough. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of issues. We'll get into my issues, but there are issues. But I think this is a really good movie.
Yeah.
I really like this movie.
Okay.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's heartwarming. It's got some great action scenes.
Sure.
Voice acting's great. Animation's great. Music. I might be at 4.5 stars here.
That's high praise.
This is going to be easy top 10 for me.
High praise.
I'm pretty sure.
That's high praise.
It's going to be up there. I honestly liked it better than Inside Out too.
Wow.
And that was I really enjoyed that.
I'm shocked to hear that. I loved Inside Out too.
Yeah, it's great, but I think this might be just a notch above. Again, because of it's an original. You know, it's based on a book. I get that, but it's not a sequel.
But I mean, I understand that.
You know,
I would say
a
that
remake.
I would say that a sequel inherently, just like Inside Out 2, isn't necessarily unoriginal.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm just saying, I want more movies that it's like it's not based on anything.
Sure.
Or it's based on a book that no one's read.
And I just think that if the story's good, I don't care if it's a sequel or a reboot or a remake or whatever.
I agree too. I totally get that. I'm just saying I want more originality.
Sure.
In general.
Right.
From Hollywood.
Unfamiliar faces.
Unfamiliar new worlds to explore. New things to discover.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. And this delivered. That for me. It's a unique world. I'm kind of curious about it. I wouldn't say I want a sequel necessarily, but that's because it told a complete story.
Right, because we want it to be successful because we want to see more movies like it. But
correct.
I think if it is successful, probably will get a sequel, unfortunately. The Wild Robot 2. Two Wilds.
I don't know.
2 Wild, 2 Robot.
I don't feel like they're hoping it gets a sequel.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing happened with Despicable Me. Now we're on the 5th one.
That's a good point.
Yeah, my general thoughts on the movie. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I think it has a lot of strengths. I think its visual storytelling is its strongest aspect, and that's a big one. It's a big and important part of a movie.
That's cinema.
If it can work visually, big credit to it. However, my problems with it, and let me talk a little bit more about what I like about it, because there is a lot I like about it. I know I'm generally more negative than you are, but there are things that are really good about the movie. The design, I think, of the creatures and of the characters is really good.
It is.
The color, the use of color, is spectacular.
For sure.
Great contrast. Great. Everything's very clear.
The lighting is good.
Yeah, the lighting is very good. I think that the dramatic stakes, when it's trying to be really dramatic and serious, it works.
Yep.
I think that the expression of the animation is really good.
Yeah.
I think that there's a little bit of weightlessness. I think because it's leaning cartoony.
Yes.
It's leaning toward a hyper real, almost not necessarily Looney Tunes, but just kind of a more weightless, physical humor.
Yes.
Kind of style, which is fine. And I think that works in service to a talking animal movie.
Sure.
Which is what this is.
Yes.
And I think that me going into it not really expecting it to be a talking animal movie, not expecting it to be so dialogue driven, kind of threw me for a loop and left a little bit of a learning curve for me as a viewer.
Yeah. I went in with, I think, no expectation. Like I said, I'd only seen the one trailer.
Yeah.
I think you had seen 2 trailers.
Yeah, I saw the one that you saw, which is totally void of dialogue.
Yeah, it's a teaser trailer.
It's only visual.
Very short. Yeah.
It's just there's a robot in the wilderness, and it picks up a butterfly or whatever.
Right.
It's like, oh, this looks cool. It's a robot in the forest.
Uh-huh.
And that's a great teaser. If that was the movie, I would have gone to see it.
Sure.
The second trailer that I saw was much more dialogue driven. It was she's constantly talking and making jokes, and there's this other trope of the little cutesy animal talking about let's kill all of them.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff was more prevalent in the trailer and made me more worried going into it.
Okay.
And yeah, unfortunately, those fears were realized in some ways that it felt a little tropey at times. It felt a little like we're gonna play the pop song montage now.
Yeah.
And it's the emotional pop song that's big and it's gonna just make you cry because it's a little duckling that's learning to fly.
Right.
And it's like just a little bit of low-hanging fruit, a little bit of just like exactly what you expect it to be. As soon as they found the duckling, I knew exactly what the rest of the 40 minutes of the movie was going to be. Yeah. Now, it did surprise me in some ways.
Yeah.
I think it had some cool... All of the forest creatures working together was cool. Very cool. I loved meeting the different animals.
Yes.
Felt they all had really good personalities and great characterization.
Right.
The beaver was terrific.
Oh, yeah.
The bear was great. Mark Hamill played the bear. He did a good job. He always does.
Right.
But like some characters like who are like kind of the focus, like the fox, is really just a fox.
Yeah, he's got all the markings of a true fox. He's a liar. He's very selfish. He's vicious. He's mean.
He's like Nick Wilde, but without the complexity.
Sure. I think they add complexity though as the movie progresses.
Sure.
Like you're mentioning about the tropes. You know, these are, tropes are tropes for a reason, right? I mean, because they work. And storytelling, these are all over all kinds of movies. I mean, pretty much every movie, really, is nothing but tropes. But I think they do subvert some things, like you were mentioning with the group hug, with the kind of idea of all these animals, predators and prey, having to work together.
Right.
That really worked and was unexpected, and was something that I thought was something that stood out.
Definitely.
So, yeah. But it is about this family coming together too. You know, this little 3-member family. And their dynamic, the way that progressed, it's slow. You know, it's not like all of a sudden the fox is a great friend and dad.
Yeah, I love early on that the fox is very selfish and really using the robot to get food for himself.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
There is a lot of great animals behaving like wild animals. Right. That I love.
Yeah. It is about wild animals learning to become human, almost
more human,
like they have to feel, it's all about like showing kindness is
kindness as a survival instinct.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I was expecting it to have more of a like commercialism and human society versus nature kind of aspect, similar to WALL-E.
Has a little bit of it. Has a little bit of it. With the stickers. I like the stickers in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's handing out stickers, talking about the company would love to help you.
Sure.
And there's the thing at the end, the robot that comes down, the squid bot.
Right.
Who's talking about you're very valuable to the company. So it's in there. Sure. But I agree, it's background. It's not at the forefront.
Yeah. The forefront is we have to teach the ugly duckling how to fly.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really the story.
Yeah,
is taking care of the ugly duckling, and the robot becomes a mom. Mombot.
Yes, exactly.
The wild mombot.
What is my programming? I don't know what my programming is. No one's here to give me a task.
Right.
The task I have is I save this little egg, and there's this little baby goose inside. I gotta raise the goose.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Eat, swim, fly.
Sure.
And once I've taught the goose those 3 things, I'm done. But no. There's a lot more to it than that.
Right.
There's a lot more to it. There's heart to it.
Yeah.
And that's what got me. That's what got me hooked and got me into it. And again, as a parent, I think you just naturally kind of gravitate towards those types of stories. But
yeah, this is a movie made for kids and their parents.
Yeah, it is 100%.
And that's terrific.
Can't wait to show it to my
I think that's great.
Family.
I'm not a kid, and I'm not a parent.
Right.
So for me, it had some hits and some misses.
Right.
I didn't really connect to. There's something about those kinds of stories, the Ugly Duckling stories, and the Lilo and Stitch, and the How to Train Your Dragons.
He's the outcast,
nursing the animal back to health. That just never really clicked with me.
Yeah.
I just never really those stories just don't really appeal to me very much. But yeah, I thought the Wild Robot, it's a perfectly good movie that I think I'd like to see more movies like it.
I agree. I agree completely. I want to see more like this. I want to see more unique animation. I want to see more unique storytelling, unique characters, you know. And like I said, the cast here is great. You got Lupita Nyong'o doing a great job. Pedro Pascal is fantastic as always.
Right.
You mentioned Mark Hamill and Bill Nye is in this. Catherine O'Hara. Some really just good actors doing some good work. And I always like to see more voice actors,
Sure.
professional voice actors doing this rather than big stars.
I was glad to see D. Bradley Baker's
D. Bradley Baker is in there,
in the
which
credits.
is really
He
fun.
does all the animal noises.
Yes, exactly.
It's great.
Right.
I'd say that's what he does. That's what he's always done.
Right, exactly. He does it so well.
It's
so
terrific.
I'd love to see more of that. And as far as the cast, I get it. You know, you need a big name to draw a crowd, I guess.
Do you at this point?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think Lupita Nyong'o is gonna really like. Oh, I gotta see the latest Lupita Nyong'o.
Right, I know, right?
It's like not really.
Yeah.
It's like you want to go see the latest like Jordan Peele movie that she's in,
Sure.
or the latest Chris Nolan movie. It seems more director driven.
Or Quiet Place with Lupita Nyong'o.
Sure.
Like that's a draw,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I think with animation, they really need to reach out to the voice acting community more.
Definitely.
I would love to see that. I would have loved to have heard Jim Cummings in here. You know, I would
he
have loved
would have
to
been a great bear. He
He
would have been a great.
he's the
he
ultimate bear.
He could do any animal.
He can do anything. So yeah, maybe that's something they can improve in the future.
Yeah, because when you get a regular actor,
yeah,
and put them in a voice role,
yeah.
it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell.
Yeah.
And having Lupita Nyong'o play a robot is like, okay, it's
She does a
probably
fine job.
the
I mean-
most straightforward thing for a actor to go
Yeah.
to do a voice acting
Right,
job for
right.
because it's
Mhm.
very monotone. You want to kind of do the same
Mhm, mhm.
cadence and everything.
But
It's a
you want to have
pre-programmed
nuance
voice.
by the end.
That
There is more
becomes
nuance.
yeah,
there.
it becomes
Mhm.
more nuance, which is cool.
Sure.
But
Yeah, and I think on-screen actors like challenging themselves.
Sure.
By doing this type of stuff, so it is cool that they get to branch out and try new things. And like I said, they all do a
Hey,
good job.
some actors are terrific at it.
Yeah,
George Clooney as
true.
Mr. Fox, and
Right.
Mr. Fox does a terrific
Mhm,
job.
mhm.
It's just that it's like, and again, Mark Hamill's in this, and
Yeah.
he's done both.
Fantastic,
He's
yeah.
an incredible
Great
voice
at both,
actor.
mhm.
But yeah, give love to the voice acting professionals.
I agree.
Because I don't think they get the spotlight nearly as much.
Yes, definitely. So let's go back to our star ratings on this.
Okay.
Right now I'm at 4.5. Maybe it'll go down a little bit. Oh, we should talk about, I guess, some more of our problems. The main problems we have with the third act.
Sure.
We didn't really go into that yet. So let's talk about that real quick before we get your star rating.
Yeah, it has a bad ending.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it's a bad ending. It's the moment they end on is fine. It's lovely. It's cute. It's great. Brings resolution to the whole thing.
Sure.
But I felt like they had a moment where they really should have ended it. They didn't.
Was
They
when
kept
she
it
said,
going.
"I am the wild robot."
Well, there's that moment, which is before the big action scene. You
Sure.
gotta have the big action
Have
scene.
the action scene, and then
then
directly after that scene,
There's a group hug.
Yeah.
That happens. And it's the emotional climax of the film. And then they keep going. And there's even one moment after that, the flying away, where the goose is flying after her on the ship. And there's this great moment of the sky and he's flying, and I'm like, fade out. And they keep going.
Yeah.
There's more, you know? So
yeah,
I
it's
think,
like 10. It's like
yeah.
between 5 and 10 minutes
Yeah.
of extra
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't really add anything.
It's fine. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't necessarily hurt the movie,
and it's
but I
not
think
necessary.
No, it's not necessary. It doesn't enhance the movie necessarily.
If you were to subtract a line of dialogue from Mothership, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't really have a name,
yeah,
but
Squidbot, I call her.
they all have like number names, which
Yeah.
is kind of lame.
Right. She's supposed to. Well, I like that she starts naming them. That was a cool
Yeah.
part. But yeah, she says, "We'll never stop coming after you, you wild robot. We're gonna come get you no
Right.
matter what."
If you just take that line out,
Just take that line out. She's destroyed.
doesn't matter.
Why would they want to come after this robot?
I don't
It's
know.
property, their property, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But the group hug was a perfect moment. They should have ended on. Leave it there.
Golden Gate Bridge is underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the post-apocalypse.
Yes, it is. In the distant future.
I'm not sure why. I
don't know either if there's necessarily a reason.
Because again, it's like if it was trying to say something.
It's a political statement.
If it was trying to say something about like, okay, look,
climate change.
This is like human society encroaching on nature, and we should live harmoniously.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what it was trying to say, but it's really not trying to say.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of that.
Because even in the human society, they're living harmoniously with nature. They have farms and they have like
they've kind of built their own nature in this big city. There's really no nature. It's all artificial.
But it's not ugly.
Not necessarily, but it's in a big dome.
It's clean and nice, and it's sufficient.
Sure.
And it's like working well.
As far as we know.
They're thriving. As
far as we know.
So it's like
you don't really see anything.
But what I'm saying is if they weren't, that should be a point that they're making.
Sure.
But they're not.
No.
It's just kind of
again, the movie's not about that.
I know. I know.
You can't do it all.
I'm looking for WALL-E. I'm looking for
WALL-E did it perfect.
I'm looking for a great film.
Yeah.
This isn't quite there.
So what's your star rating? What do you got?
I'll give it 3.5.
3.5. All right. Good.
It's not quite 4. I don't think I could call it 4, but it's definitely above average.
Okay.
I'd say it's a star above average. So
gotcha.
3.5, I think.
Good.
Works for me.
Good rating. Let us know your rating. We want to know what you think of this movie. Obviously, it's generated a lot of discussion here on our way home from the theater, and right now we're still thinking about it and still processing it. I can't wait to watch it again.
I'm kind of worried to watch it again.
Yeah,
because I think my pacing issues are going to come back, and it's just going to kind of drag.
Yeah,
and jokes won't land the same way the second time.
Surprises won't be there.
So, yeah.
We'll see. I think it's one that, like I said, my family's going to be watching a lot in the future. I think the family's really going to enjoy this. I think we're all going to have a blast watching this over and over again. But again, let us know what you think in the comments below. Carson and I are both on Letterboxd, so you can get our full reviews there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what everyone else thinks about this. So again, leave your comments down below with your review of the film. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. And we'll see you next time right here